Good morning to everyone. Assalamualaikum. Can you all hear me? Anybody there? Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Okay. You all can hear me, eh? All right. Okay. Today, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss our tutorial questions for chapter 4. Okay. I hope everyone has already tried almost all questions. Okay. And before I begin, I would like to just give some feedback regarding test, okay, test result. Okay, as I mentioned yesterday, I sent the answer, okay, for the test for you to try. Okay, you compare with whatever that you have done before, because I'm not returning your paper. Okay, so you can actually, since you already have your solution, so a copy of your solution previously, so you can actually try to mark yourself, all right, and see how much, all right, you deserve to get. Okay, so based on the answer provided. Okay, and if you have any questions, okay, regarding your marks, if you think that you actually did very well, all right, but you don't think that you deserve such mark, all right, in the system, you can actually ask me. Okay, it's not a problem. Okay, because I'm a human being. Maybe I might, enter your marks wrongly. Okay, but of course, when we enter the mark, we do it properly. Okay, so we try as much as possible not to make any mistake. But okay, as I said, perhaps sometimes human being they make a mistake. So you can actually ask me so that I can actually have a look at it again, in case I make a mistake, something like that. Okay, but if you think that you deserve such mark, then all right, it's fine. Okay. Um, okay, one thing that perhaps feedbacks that I would like to give to you, okay, regarding your test. Okay, let me just share the content so that I can write something. Okay, now if you look at the markings, I mean the answer, okay, answer for the test. All right, or if you look at your solution, your own solution. Okay, one thing that I would like to mention is that for question okay, let me just go through. Okay, perhaps let me just go through from the beginning. Okay, if you have the paper with you, all right, so perhaps you can also follow me. And if you have any question, all right, you can actually ask me. Okay, if you do not understand in terms of the question, you do not understand how do you actually need to solve the question, so you can just ask me. Okay, question one, if you look at question one, basically this is about matrix. A basically just ask you to just find the subtraction, okay, difference of matrix A and 2B, A minus 2B. Okay, of course, you are given like something like matrix A has the element of X, the entry, there's one entry there with the X. So just don't get confused. That is also considered as an element or as an entry. Okay, so what you need to do when you subtract A minus 2B, so basically for that element X there, so you just need to subtract X minus something, right? So in this case, it's X minus 2 times B. Okay, so if we are looking at that particular entry, so you should actually write as X minus 4. So that will be the entry for row 1 column 2 for your A minus 2B. Okay, for this question, I think majority got it right. Okay, I would say that 3/4 of the students got it right, but there are some students who actually confused and somehow you did not subtract correctly. Okay, so you make mistake there. Okay, and then question 2 basically is asking you for the determinant. that is a symbol of determinant. Okay, this is, remember again, this is symbol of determinant. All right, determinant. So what we want is actually for you to find determinant of your previous answer. So if your answer for part 1, all right, is a mistake, is wrong, definitely you will get wrong answer as well. Okay. However, if you do it correctly using the correct method, you still get method marks, even though your answer in part 1 is actually wrong. Okay. So you use the wrong answer, all right, using right method from the wrong answer. Of course, at the end, you got the wrong answer again. But because your method is correct, okay, so you still got method marks, okay, for your part 2. So it's not zero, okay, you got marks for the method. However, if you use a wrong method totally, okay, now this is 2 by 2 determinant. So if you have 2 by 2 determinant, remember, so you just need to multiply, this main diagonal, subtract with the product of that diagonal. So you will get in terms of x, okay, but the determinant is given as 10. So basically, you just need to solve for x. Okay, so that is question 2. Okay, all right. But question 3, part 3, however, most of students got it right somehow. Okay, so this one I think majority got it correct. So you understand this one. Okay, somehow. All right. But for part B, okay, this is interesting. Question 1, part B. This is very interesting because I would say that maybe 80%, 80%, 80% of the student got it wrong. Okay, 80%, is actually majority got it wrong. So this is very interesting because then this really strikes us whether you really understand or not. We do not know how do you actually, when you read the question, how did you think? Because there's a word exact value there. Find the exact value. And then find the exact value, and then there's a word without calculator. Okay? Find the exact value without using a calculator. But can you imagine 80% got it wrong? Because 80% actually of the students use calculator. All right, they use calculator. They did not actually use the method that we taught you in class. Okay, all right. So this one, I think this one really surprised me. Okay, and not only me but my other colleagues as well. Okay, so especially like question, I think question B part 1. Even if you do, I mean, if you use calculator, okay, for part 1, okay, because the answer is 4, that is actually the exact value. So if you use calculator also, if you use calculator correctly, you will get 4. So when you got 4, we will give you mark for the answer, but you will be penalized, because you did not actually use certain method. Okay, because questions say without using calculator. All right. However, part 2, where you have your minus, all right, where you have your minus secant 202.5. Okay, definitely, if you use your calculator will give you decimal answer. And question mentioned this word, exact value. Okay, question mentioned exact value. So obviously, you should actually know yourself. All right, when you use calculator, you got a decimal, that is actually wrong. Okay, that is wrong. You don't answer the question. You don't follow the question actually. Okay, but this one is, as I said, majority, 80% or maybe 90%. Okay, I can count how many of you got it correct for this one. I think maybe not even 5 people got it correct for this particular question, perhaps. Okay, all right, and moreover, those who actually try to answer using method, okay, in which you are not using calculator, okay, you try your best using half angle, which this is actually could be actually done using half angle. That is actually the method. Okay, then the half angle. Okay, this is one interesting thing, that when people use the formula cosine theta, so it's actually it's cosine theta over 2. It's a half angle. It's a half angle formula, cosine theta over 2 or cosine A over 2, whatever. All right. Then the formula, if you look at the formula in the book, okay, gives you, okay, of course it gives you plus minus. Okay, there's a plus minus there. Okay, but the thing that I would like to highlight is that the formula is actually is a square root of 1 plus cosine theta over 2. Now, this expression 1 plus cosine theta over 2, this is under one big square root. Okay, is the whole thing here is under one big square root. Obviously, from the book, you can see the formula is like that. However, those who tried to answer this question, okay, majority actually write it as like this: 1 plus cosine theta over 2, like that. Okay, so you do like this. So when you wrote like this, of course it is actually is wrong. Okay, it's wrong because it should be like the whole thing square root. It should be the square root until there. It has a meaning. If you don't have a square root, it has a meaning. If you have a square root, it has a meaning. In mathematics, all these got meanings. So if you write wrongly, then of course by right it is actually wrong. Okay, all right. Okay, so even though I think people they use like this. Okay, they write like this with, all right, without this square root, all right, to the bottom. But of course, they will put this one substitute correctly. Okay, got similar to like final answer. However, we will actually deduct marks. Okay, because of this carelessness. This is actually is some sort like a carelessness. Okay, because formula should be the whole thing square root. So when you write your square root, you make sure you write it properly. Okay, you write it properly. All right. So that is actually is one big mistake also. All right. Okay, and then again, question part 3 also, sine, all right. This is 2 gamma, if given sine gamma. Okay, this is actually also similar to what we have done in class, okay, tutorial. Okay, example given. So what you need to do is you just need to find out what is your gamma lies in which quadrant, okay. And you want to find sine to gamma just using your formula, your double angle formula, that sine to gamma is 2 sine gamma cosine gamma, and then substitute correctly for value for cosine. And cosine you can find it from a triangle. Okay, we have done this. Okay, just use your triangle. All right, you just use your triangle. Okay, assuming that this is gamma. All right, and you are given sine gamma is 12 over 13. Just use your Pythagoras theorem to get your adjacent. And then since you need to find out gamma lies in which quadrant, in this case quadrant 2. So cosine has to be negative in quadrant 2. Okay, cosine is only positive in quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. So your answer for cosine gamma should be minus 5 over 13. So then when you multiply, your answer must be minus. You got negative there. Negative 120 over 169. Okay, so again, this one also majority got it wrong because of that negative. Those who got it right using this sort of triangle, okay, somehow you made it wrong when you substitute the value for cosine because you forgot to put that negative value. Okay, all right. So that's why somehow people lose mark. Okay, simply just like that, because you do not actually do it carefully. Perhaps you have already forgotten. You have forgotten that what you need to actually look for. Okay. All right, so that is actually your question 1. Now, question 2. All right, question 2. Basically, I think 50% got it right. 50% got it wrong. Okay, 50% got it right. 50% got it wrong. Those who got it wrong, because why? They use simply just that matrix A. But question asks you to find transpose. It's a determinant of transpose. Determinant of transpose. This is determinant of transpose for question 2. All right, part A. All right, part A, part 1. So that means you are given A. So what you need to do, you need to write your transpose first. Then only you find your determinant for transpose. Okay, you find determinant for your transpose of a matrix. Okay, so those who got it wrong because you don't have this. Okay, you don't have this. You simply from this matrix A, you straight away find your cofactor. Okay, now somehow or other, just so happen without transpose also, people may get actually correct determinant. Okay, people may get correct determinant, but we will penalize because by right it should be a transpose of a matrix. So that's a mark for the transpose. So you do not get that mark. Okay, you don't get that mark for the transpose. Okay, and then question 2 also, if you got question part 1 correct, then question 2 also follow. You just need to find out the rest of the cofactor matrix, or perhaps majority actually already found all the 9 cofactor from part A. So we will accept. Okay, we will count that even though part 1 part is only for determinant, part 2 only they ask you to solve. But people already find all the 9 elements for cofactor from part 1. So we actually mark that as a correct. We will actually give you also marks, you know, for that part 2, all right, to your part 1. Okay, so we will actually accept all the your cofactor elements from part 1. Okay, all right. um and another thing that I would like to highlight also, okay, some actually did not follow the question. They don't use cofactor. So when you do not use cofactor, you are using other method. Okay, all right, especially like determinant. Okay, people are using, remember, like for example, let's say this is 1 2 minus 1, and then 1 4 minus 2, and then 2 3 1. And then there are people who are using method like, okay, remember, you extend another column, then you find this, right, and then subtract. Okay, this is actually is a method for finding determinant. Okay, so if you use this method straight away, all right, it's wrong. You don't get marks for that. Then we will write this cofactor. We put it like this. Okay, you should actually use cofactor. So not this type of straightforward method. Because when method is specified, that means we want to test you, all right, on that method, because you have been taught. So we want to test you on that. That's why we specify method. So if you don't follow, that means you do not understand. So if those people who did not follow the method we specified, that tells us that you do not understand. Okay, because that is what we want to test you. Okay, whether you understand the method or not. Okay, so that is actually for that part A. Okay, part B. All right, this is also even interesting. Question asks you to solve for the trigonometric equations. For example, all right, like part 1 there, you have the question like cosine square x plus 2 sine x plus 2. All right. So this question, when I mark, I found that I think like half, okay, half of the students, okay, half of the, or perhaps maybe, I do not know, is it majority or just half, or maybe like 60% of you, straight away you do like this. Okay, straightforward like that. All right. So what's the mistake? What's the problem? Okay, what's the problem for that? So the moment student do like this, straight away, it's wrong, right? It's not as simple as that, eh? All right, you can only separate this if you have a product. If you have a product, like for example, A times B equals 0, then only you say A equals 0, B equals 0. So this is actually not a product form. It's not a product form. All right, this is actually is sum, as expression of addition. Cosine square plus 2 sine x plus 2. Okay, so if it is like given cosine square x and then in the bracket 2 sine x plus 2 equals 0, okay, then yes, If this is the one, then this is correct because this is a product form A times B. Okay, but question is actually is this. So you cannot just simply do this. Okay, I don't remember teaching you like this. Okay, this is definitely is a wrong method. I never taught you like that. Okay, if you look back your examples, you know, perhaps your tutorial, how do we actually solve trigonometric equation? We must do something. All right, at least like a few steps. You have to come up with some sort like a product form because you want to be able to do like this. So you got to change your expression into a product form. So at least like a few lines, 2-3 lines before you come to like a product of two expression equals 0. Then only you solve. Okay, to get for the solution. So you cannot just simply from this expression, all right, then you write like something like this. This is totally wrong. Okay, it's totally wrong. Okay, so basically if you started like this for part 1, then it goes the same thing for part 2 and part 3. Okay, so you see, those are like 15 marks. 15 marks is gone. Okay, 15 marks is actually is gone. All right. Okay, I'm sure that when I gave you the answer yesterday, when you look at the answer, I'm sure that when you look at this, then only you know. You actually know. Actually, you should be doing something like this. Okay, all right. Because we have actually done this before. Okay, you cannot. I mean, you cannot just simply like, all right, given equation without doing anything, just simply write in this form. Cannot. Okay. Even part 2 also, sine 2x equals sine x. So there are people straight away like sine 2x equals 0 and then sine x equals 0. So cannot. It doesn't actually make sense. Okay? It doesn't make sense. Okay, part 3. Okay, part 3, where you have sine x plus cosine x equals secant pi. Okay, this one I admit, not to say trying to confuse you, but you know that this is just to test people if you understand this is actually is a number because of this is pi. Pi is a value. So when you have your secant pi, that means this pi is actually is a value. Okay, so if you don't see this as a value, that's where you confused. All right, because pi is not variable like x and x, this is variable, but pi is a number, is a value. So secant pi is actually is a value, which is actually is -1. So the lecturer who actually set this question, they just want to see whether you can see this is actually is -1. That is actually is a number. So when people don't see this as a number, people see it as part of the variable. That's where people try to carry this secant pi all the way through. Okay, which is then either you got stuck or your working actually does not make sense. All right. So this is actually is a value. So when you got a value there, all right, so you have now the equation is something like this. So if you recall, this question is similar to your, that's a similar to tutorial. Okay, tutorial question. Assignment question also got something like this, where you just need to square both sides. Okay, you got to square both sides. Okay, so you recall we had this such question in tutorial as well as in assignment. So you need to square both sides. So when you square both sides, all right, that means you are doing something about the equation, right? Last time, then remember we said that when you solve for x, once you got your x, you got to check. So you got to check your solution, and for this particular question, actually there is no solution. Okay, none of the angle is the solution. Okay, but majority actually do not get this question right. I think maybe like maybe in your class, maybe if there's I think maybe none got it actually correct. Maybe it's just one person. I can't remember, but it's like marking this one is actually can be very fast because straight away people cannot actually understand this part. So straight away it's wrong. There's no marks to be given because then you are actually solving this actually wrong way, wrong thing. Yeah. Okay, that is question 2, and then question 3. I think question 3 maybe I do not know. Maybe I'm wrong, but my feeling is that people don't have enough time to answer this question 3. Okay, because I think I would say that 98% did not answer question 3. Okay, 98% did not answer question 3. All right. So, but there are like a few people try to attempt to write something. Okay, but most of the students, I do not have that question 3 even. So I would write, like this. Because I cannot find from your script, so there's no question 3. So my feeling is that perhaps I maybe not enough time, okay, to answer. Okay. All right. So basically, that is all about the test. All right. As I said, if you have any questions regarding your marks, you can just ask me. You can let me know. But in the meantime, maybe you by now, if you have tried to compare with your solution, all right, a copy of your solution that time. So maybe I really hope that you know where your mistakes is, or your mistakes are. Okay. All right. Anybody got any question to ask regarding the test? As I said, okay, you still have, so far you already have done your assignment 1. Okay, you had your assignment 1. Okay, assignment 1, the marks is actually is upon 40. So when we compute your marks, it will be your assignment 1. Okay, whatever marks you got, we divide by 40 and then we times 10%. So that will give us your, out of your 10%, okay, your 10% of your assignment 1. Okay, then your test, all right. So whatever marks you got, we divide by, of course, this is 60. And what we want is only 30%. Basically, it's like half lah. Okay, half of your marks. Right? So that is actually your 30% of your test. Then you will have another assignment 2, assignment 3. So this one also another 10%. This is another 10%. Okay, then your final. Another 40%. So then that make up 100% of the total marks, okay, for the course. All right. So far, what I have keyed in the system is until here only, this part. Okay, so this one I'm going to start marking this week. All right. So assignment 3, make sure you submit, do it correctly. All right. Make sure you try to get full mark for assignment 3, because I think assignment 3 is not difficult. Don't make any careless mistake. All right. Do it properly. Assignment 3 basically just complex number. It's not that difficult. So compute correctly, write properly. Make sure you try to get full mark for that. Okay, so that it can push your marks, okay, towards the final. Okay, final is 40%. Of course, final exam is very hard to anticipate. But I would say that if you have done your part, if you have actually understood the lesson, all right, you have understood the lesson during lecture and tutorial, you have actually tried all the questions, okay, then I think during final exam, maybe you can actually do better. You can do well actually in the final exam. Okay, because I think maybe the most difficult that you may anticipate maybe is actually its application of trigonometry. However, as I mentioned, application of trigonometry for final exam, the diagram is given, so to help you, to assist you. So basically, that diagram is given. The hardest part for application of trigo is when there's no diagram for the application. So to come up with the right diagram, okay, then perhaps it can be confusing if the story, you know, confuse you, but when the diagram is given, you can actually figure out, okay, from the diagram to solve. So basically diagram is given during final exam. Okay, so other stuff like complex number, vectors. So basically those are just calculation, okay, straightforward calculation, straightforward formula. All right, and for final exam also, because it's online, so in a way it's not open book as well, because then you can refer your formula from the textbook. Okay, you can refer the formula, like your test, you can refer. So when you can, if you refer your formulas in the book, make sure you write correctly. Use the correct formula, use correct formula, write correctly. Okay, like just now, if it is a square root, make sure it's a whole square root. Okay, so write it correctly. Okay, so if you have understood, as I said, you have understood all the lesson, you have done tutorial questions, you know, then I think you should be able to actually do well in the final exam. Okay, so that you can actually push your marks up. All right. Okay, anybody got any questions before we start our looking at our tutorial? Anybody got any question? Mathematics, you must do a lot of exercise. Actually, sometimes you may think that you understand during lecture. So how do you know your understanding if you don't try? Okay, and mathematics is not something that you can read. Okay, like we gave you examples, you know, we have solved some problem, and at the end of the day you just read, you know, try to memorize. No, you don't have to memorize mathematics. How can you memorize the step? You have to actually do it. Yeah, you have to do it, you have to write. Okay, so that's why like when we teach mathematics, all right, during online, we have to write. I have to write. I don't give you a slide and then read. I don't provide you with the slide with the working step, you know, example, and then I read to you step by step. I cannot do that. I have to actually write to show you. So you have to also do, all right? Do. You have to solve. Okay? Then only you understand. You cannot read. You cannot read line by line, you know, this method, you know, the solution. You cannot read the solution line by line. It cannot be like that. I do not know other courses like other engineering courses, but like mathematics, you will see that I think my other colleagues also the same. We don't actually use the slide and read the slide, okay, during lecture. Okay, reading the slide means reading example line by line. So cannot do that. So we have to write step by step, show you step by step. So that's how you have to do also. Okay, you have to do the solution. Okay, solve the question. You must write. Okay, you must always have a pencil or pen with a paper. When you revise or review your mathematics, you must have your pencil or pen and paper. You must always have that. So you cannot just simply read. Cannot. Okay. All right. Okay. Any questions? Anyone? Anybody who would like to ask me anything on the test or anything regarding the course? We are now week 13, we're almost finished, and then by next week it's already week 14. Now week 14, week 15. 15 is our last session. Okay, last week for the lecture. So I think we can finish up, inshallah, for our vector. If not next week, then we can still finish up by week 15. All right. And we will try to catch up as many questions as possible for tutorial. I think I have looked at some of the question in the textbook for complex number. Basically, I think questions are not that difficult. So even if we want to discuss today, I'm going to just perhaps select some questions. Okay, then I just call some people to give me the answer. Okay, all right. Okay, anyone got any question before we begin? Anybody does not feel satisfied with your marks for your test from what you have done, from your own solution that you did last time? Do you all think that you deserve such marks? To be honest, is quite sad. You know, I myself, when I mark, okay, honestly, it is like, it's quite sad when I mark your paper. Okay, to give you that such marks is actually is very sad also. Okay, but well, perhaps maybe things do not go as what we plan. Okay, maybe you do not perhaps understand. All right, you do not understand. I mean, of course, I cannot anticipate everybody 100% understood. Okay, but my expectation is actually by the end of the lesson. All right, after you have finished your classes, all right, straight away do exercise, because if you wait until next week, until 2 weeks after, then by then you should maybe you have forgotten. Okay, so that's how actually you learn mathematics. The moment you finish like a session, okay, on that day you must actually revise and review and do some questions. You cannot wait. You cannot wait until like next week or 2 weeks after, then only you want to do, because then by then, uh, if you have actually, you do not understand previously, you have forgotten what you do not actually understand. Okay, so that's why you may think you understand, but actually you are not. Okay, all right, okay, but we do have students who actually did very well. Okay, did very well in tests. All right, so for those who did well, all right, I congratulate you, and I hope you can keep up, okay, with all the other assessment and final exam as well. For those who think that you did not do well, all right, my suggestion is, okay, you don't have to be I mean, yes, of course you are upset, uh but you have to move on, because you still have your another two assignment, as I said, or maybe one more assignment for assignment 3, as well as your final exam. So that means you still have that 50%, okay, of the coursework. Okay, so you can still push up, you can still actually try your best, all right, to get good marks. So if you think that before this, previously you did not work hard, so this time perhaps you should actually work harder. Okay, you should work harder. All right, so you just need to really focus. I know that is difficult during pandemic. Teaching, even teaching online also is not easy. All right, and what more, you are on the other side. Okay, I do not know how actually, like now also, I do not know whether everybody is, even though I know I have 32 students right now online, but I do not know how many really pay attention. Okay, pay attention or listen to what I'm saying. Okay, and of course I cannot be like, how to check you. Okay, it's difficult. Okay, but I understand the situation. Okay, I understand the situation, because I also have children at home also, you know studying online, so I understand, because you are like my children as well. Okay, so, but I really hope that whatever it is, just do something, just focus in your study, even though I know it's difficult, but please, have this big determination, okay, to succeed, to do well. So if you have that, if you have that determination, I think you can actually get through. Even though this situation is like this, you can still get through. Try to have interest to really study, do well. All right, even though this is like virtual classes, right? But it has to, you must have a really good determination, okay, to succeed. All right, okay, I think enough for my pep talk. All right, anybody got any question? I hope I can really, I really hope that I really motivate you today. Okay, because I really want everybody to actually get through the course. Okay, I think no lecturer would like to see their students fail. Okay, as I said to you previously, our principle in marking also, it is not like to penalize you. It's not to penalize you, it's actually trying to get or to try to give you marks, search for marks. Actually, we are searching for marks to give. Okay, not like to penalize, that is not the principle. All right, but it is so sad if we really cannot find any more marks. Okay, So please, please, I really hope that after this, you try to really work hard. Just try for these few weeks, for the final exam. Okay. After all, I think you do not have any other commitments, right? Anybody here have a family to support? You got to support your family. Okay. Anyone are married, so that you have to actually go to work and support your family. Okay. Because I do not know if you are that kind. So maybe you are in. Maybe you have other responsibility. If not, if your responsibility is only studying, so I think you should focus 100% in your studies. Okay. So please, within this like 1 month or so, all right, please focus. Okay. Please do focus in all your studies, in all your courses, and not only this course but other courses as well. All right. So forget about other stuff, all these side tracks, whatever. Focus, all right, to do well for the final exam. And if you don't understand, you have any problem, you have any question, you can always ask. You can always ask. Okay, you can always ask. I respond to people who text me. Of course, sometimes I'm also afraid that if I have like 100 over students text me every day, then it will be like very taxing also on me. But I do respond. If people got questions, I respond. Okay, I respond to the question if you may have. Okay, or if you have problem. But if you have a personal problem, maybe you try to talk to your academic advisor. Okay, all right. All right. Okay, shall we continue? Okay, I think we can start now. All right, let's look at what we have done last week. Maybe we continue from there. This is our chapter 4. Okay, this is our chapter 4. We started with this exercise 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, and then 4.5. Okay, so we stopped at 4.5. Okay, last week. Okay, any question? Yikin, you got question? Tang Yikin, you got question or not? You raise your hand. Okay, let's look at 4.6. So let's continue. Or Yikin, you raise your hand because you want to answer. Exercise 4.6. This is on page 159. Okay, but before that, can you all look at page 158, okay, of your book? Because there's a typo. All right, there's an error there. Example 1. If you can look at example 1 on page 158. Okay, this is about exponential form of a complex number. Okay, for example, example 1. Okay, where you are given the part A, z equals to -1 plus I. Okay, this is a complex number in rectangular form, and question asks you for exponential form of a complex number. Okay, remember exponential form in the form of z equals r e power I theta. Okay, in which theta, the argument, all right, must be in radian. Okay, it must be in radian. Okay, must be in radian, so cannot be in degree. All right, and to find r and theta is the same thing as you find in polar form. All right, you use your r equals to square root of x squared plus y squared, as well as theta is tangent inverse. And the example there, okay, there's a typo because theta Because if you look at this this complex number, okay, -1 plus I lies in quadrant. This is in quadrant 2. Okay, so complex number is in quadrant 2. So when when complex number is in quadrant 2, that means you must give us a quadrant 2 angle. Okay, quadrant 2 angle. So if you compute for theta here for this question, all right, tangent inverse, it will be your tangent inverse -1. Okay, tangent inverse -1. Okay, so if you use your calculator will give you, okay, let me just, I want to straight away in radian. If it is in degree, if it's in degree, of course, degree, calculator will give you this, -45 degrees. Okay, calculator will give you -45 degrees. And if it is in degrees, this is in quadrant 4. This is quadrant 4. Okay, this is quadrant 4. So you must find the what we call the reference angle in quadrant 2. Then you can find your angle in quadrant 2. All right. So if you look at the example given, okay, in the book, they give you like -0.7854. So that -0.7854, that is actually is angle in quadrant 4. So you should actually find the angle, all right, in quadrant 2. Okay. So if you use calculator, all right, okay, if I'm in radian mode, okay, just make sure calculator is in radian mode. All right. Okay. So this actually, if you are using a calculator in radian mode, okay, calculator will give you this -0.785853 or 54. Okay, this is actually is quadrant 4. Is quadrant 4 angle. Okay, which means you have somewhere, assuming in radian, this is -0.78554. Okay. So what you want is actually is this is 0.7854. So this is what you want. You have to quote that angle. All right. So that means if I am now in radian mode, what I need to do is I need to press pi, shift exponent. So pi. So minus 0.7854. So then it is actually, this one is actually, oops. This one is actually should be 2.3562. So the answer for that example 2, okay, should be z equals 2 e power 23562I. So just make correction in your book. So this is actually is the answer, not that minus 0.7854. Okay. All right. So either you use decimal, okay, or you want to use exact value in terms of pi also can. Okay, because this is actually, if you want to use exact value, that means this is the one that is given from the calculator is basically is minus 45 or minus pi over 4. Okay, then this means that this is also pi over 4. So if you want to find exact value for this one, this part, that means it is your pi minus pi over 4. So that means 4 pi minus 5, so 3 pi over 4. So that is, so this angle is actually is 3 pi over 4. So you can say z equals 2 e power 3 pi over 4 I also can. So either one, using decimal or using pi over 3 pi over 4 also can. Okay, as long as it is in radian for exponential form, okay, of complex number. All right. Okay, and then there's also another thing that I would like to highlight also from example in the book. If you look at page 159 for example 2, all right, for example 2 on page 159, where they ask you to write the complex number in rectangular form. They give you in terms of exponential form, all right, like question A for example 2. Okay, they give you e power pi over 4i, right? They give you e power pi over 4i. Okay, and then when they give you the answer, all right, they have this one line here, set 2 over 2 plus I set 2 over 2, and then the last step they put like this, set 2 over 2, and then they bracket like this. Okay, I want you all to just discard this part, scrap that last line there. So your answer should be in this form. Because when we write a rectangular form, we must write in the form of A plus BI or X plus YI. So that's the form. So you do not want to actually factor any number. So you cannot do like this part. Okay, so that's a typo there. So for both A and B. So in the exam, if the question say rectangular form, it has to be this form, in the form of A plus BI. All right, okay. Now, let's look at exercise 4.6. Okay, we have another like 5 minutes before the break. Okay, I think for exercise 4.6, maybe we can just look at maybe one question. Can somebody give me the answer for A, perhaps? Okay, this is exercise. Oops. Okay. Do you have any problem to listen to my voice? Anyone? Your mic was locked. What do you mean? Oh, you can hear me, but you cannot speak. Is it? Why is it your mic was locked? Why? Let me check. Whole setting What should I do? I try to click unmute all
Hey, madam.
Oh, did I press something?
Madam.
Okay.
Now, my is lock cannot speak.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that. But you can.
Actually, we just now have type in chat just now.
Oh, you checked, but I did not see. Hold on.
It's okay, madam.
Oh, okay. I did not realize. Okay. I was so engrossed giving my pep talk. Okay, let me just share again. All right. Okay. Let's okay, sorry about that, people. Anybody got any question before I start?
Yeah, madam. The last time I asked you about the question, chapter 3, the last two questions.
Oh, okay, okay, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the application, right? Okay. Or can you hold that question first? Maybe until perhaps we finish up our finish our chapter, because then I will come
Madam.
back to that again. Huh? We
Okay,
finish
madam.
our I think by week 15. Okay, next week is week 14, and then week 15 maybe we can have like a session where we can actually discuss any question you would like. So perhaps during that, you remind me again that particular question. Can? Huh? You can?
Madam,
You
can,
remind
can,
me.
can.
You remind me that question. During
Okay,
our
madam.
week 15. All right. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, madam.
All right. Okay. Okay. Any more question? Okay. Let's look at one question quickly from before we take a break. Okay. From exercise 4.6. Okay. On page 159. All right. Okay, maybe we can just look at perhaps one question perhaps for question one. I think you can do this. All right, where you need to express the given complex number in exponential form. You are given perhaps if we look at the first part. Okay, for A you are given in terms of Z equals -4 plus 3i. So anybody would like to give me answer for exponential form for this 1A? Anyone?
Exponential power 2.498i.
Okay, so it will be Z equals to,
5.
what is your R? 5. Okay, 5e power
2.498.
2.8i. Okay.
But someone just now check is 5.64. Yes, lagi.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, 4.64. Okay.
And
It should be
no,
okay. Let's
and
check.
one answer, madam.
Okay, let's check this. That means the difference is on the theta, right? The argument. So it will be your
Yeah, madam.
tangent inverse of -3/4, right? Okay. All right, -3/4. Let me just use my calculator. Okay, so it will be okay. I'm already in radian mode. So inverse tangent. Okay, bracket -3 divided by 4. Okay, so what I got from the calculator is -0.6435. Okay, calculator gives us this somewhere here, that is -0.6435. This is from calculator. So our complex number is -4 plus 3i. So complex number -4 plus 3i is in quadrant 2. Okay, somewhere in quadrant 2. So that means you just need to find this angle in quadrant 2. So use our concept of reference angle, that is 0.6435. So what we need to do, all right, it will be our pi minus 0.6435. 0.6435. Okay, it should be 2.4981. 2.498. So that is the angle. So this is the correct form. Okay. Okay. Okay, Yasagi, maybe you would like to double check again your calculation, Yasagi? All right, so that is 1A. I think for 1B, I think you can actually do this. This is actually similar. All right, okay. Maybe I think we take a break first, all right? We take 5 minutes break, and then we will continue. We will continue. Maybe I will continue by looking at question. Maybe I'll just pick one question from question 2, and then as well as question 3. Okay. All right. Okay. 5 minutes break.
Okay, madam.
All right. for reminding me. Okay, all right. All right, let's look at question 2A. Anyone for 2A? This is, again, write the following complex number in rectangular form. So you are given in terms of exponential. So they just want you to write in terms of rectangular form. So how do you change this into a rectangular form? What you need to do, you just need to write into the polar form first. You write into polar form, okay? And then you can actually get your a plus bi or x plus yi. So from z equals, in this case, you are given 13 e power pi over
3i.
Okay. So which means if you write in terms of polar,
13/2 plus
okay, how do we write in terms of polar first?
13
Okay, 13,
bracket
and then in bracket you have
cos
cosine.
pi/3 plus I sine pi/3.
Okay. So then only you use calculator.
Yes.
Okay, either you use
13/2.
calculator. Yeah. So either you use calculator, you write this one first. Answer for cosine pi over 3. So pi over 3
1/2.
is half, right? And then
Yes.
I sine pi over 3 is
Sec
3 over.
3/2.
Yes. Then only you expand, right? Okay.
Yes, madam.
So you can say, right, 13/2 sec 3, something like this. Okay. So that's how we write. Okay. All right. Let's look at question 3. Okay. So question B, I hope everybody also can do this. All right. Question B also is similar to part A. All right. So now let's look at question 3. Show that e to the power of 3 plus 3 pi I equals to minus e power 3. Show. All right. How to do this?
Left hand side.
Hmm?
Left hand side equals
Okay,
to.
you start. Yeah, you start from the
Yeah.
left hand side, isn't it?
Yes.
You start from this expression.
Equals to 3. Equals to exponent 3
Okay.
dot
E
exponent
power.
3 pi I.
Okay. So which means, all right, everyone, you need to actually apply this is the exponent rule. Okay, remember last time, exponent rule, we said that A, all right, A power B, or maybe A power M lah, using MN.
M plus N.
A power M times A power N. You have this, all right. Then we said that base is the same, so we sum M plus N. So it can go the other way around. Okay, from left to right or right to left. So this is what it means. So you have this now expression in terms of 3 plus 3 pi I. So you have this expression, this. Okay, M plus M. M plus N. Okay. Then you break up into this expression. So this is what we need to do. Okay, using our rules for exponent. So this is actually is a number. I hope everybody knows that E is actually is a number. Okay. And you have e power 3. This is also a number. It's a real number. E power 3 is a real number. Like e power 1, e power 2, e power 3. This is a real number in terms of exact value. So if it's an exact value, you can just leave it as it is. But if you want to use decimal also, you can. But you need to compute using calculator, all right, to find out what is your e power 3. All right. Okay. So then
Equals
only.
expand.
All right. Okay. So then you have your equals to.
E exponent 3
Okay.
dot cos
All right.
3 pi plus I sine cosine 3 pi plus I sine 3 pi.
Okay. All right. So this is where
Okay.
you have your cosine
3
3
pi.
pi plus I sine 3 pi. Okay.
Yes.
So in this case, just use your. Okay. Now, if you use calculator, what is cosine 3 pi?
-1 plus I
Negative.
0.
Okay, -1 plus actually 0, isn't it? So then you
Yes,
get your
0.
negative e
Negative
power,
S1 3.
okay, which is your right hand side. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Then let's look at.
And that.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Exercise. Next one. Exercise 4.7. Okay. This time is your product and quotient of two complex number in polar form. Okay, question 1 is regarding the product. Question 2 is regarding the quotient. And then question 3, find modulus and argument of Z1, Z2. Okay, all right. Okay, maybe this time, anybody can give me answer straight away for exercise 4.7. Or let me just, can I call names?
Sure, madam.
Aini Soleha. 4.7, question 1. Aini, can you hear me? Aini? Aini, are you there? Shahirul Akmal? Oh, okay. Aini, what's the answer for exercise 4.7? Question 1. -3 sec 3 minus 3i. So that means -3 sec 3 minus 3i. Okay. All right. Okay. Anybody got different answer?
Yeah, madam. -2.
What do you get?
-2 plus 2
Okay.
sub 3i.
That is question what?
Question what? Question 1 is 6 rectangular form. Oh, wait lah.
This is question 1. -3 sec 3 minus 3i. Question 1 is the product. Okay. -3 sec 3 minus 3i. That is the product. Okay, Aini. Thank you, Aini. Okay, anybody else got any different answer? Oh, Shahirul Akmal. Shahirul Akmal? Shahirul, are you there? Shahirul? Akmal Hadi? Akmal Hadi? Amira? Amira Amani? Amira Amani? Amira? Anik? Anik? Okay, Ashmita. Ashmita? Ashmita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what did you get for question 1? Exercise 4.7.
Same, madam.
Okay, all right. Okay, I just want to double confirm. So the answer is this one, for question
Yeah,
1.
madam.
All right, okay. Let's move on to question 2. Okay, Dennis Varan, are you there? Dennis Varan? Dennis Varan? Donesius? Donesius? Donesians? Hakim? Hakim? Hazim? Okay, this is also another way of taking attendance. Hazim? Okay, Hakim
Yes,
not
madam.
done yet. Hazim?
Yes, madam.
Okay, question 2, exercise 4.7.
I got
Okay, hold on.
Huh?
Hakim, you give me answer for question 3, Hakim. All right,
Oh.
Hazim, what's
I
the
got
answer?
-2 plus 2 cert 3i.
-2 plus 2 cert 3i.
Oh.
Right. Okay, thank you. Okay, Hakim, you give me answer for question 3, Hakim? Okay. Irfan? 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 Okay, Izan? Izan Hazira? Izan Hazira? Not there. Okay. Absent also. Khidir? Khidir?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Question 2. What's the answer?
Same, madam.
Same. All right. Okay. So this is correct. All right. Okay. Question 3. All right. Question 3. Shami? Shami? Hakim, if you... Okay.
Madam.
Shami? Yes.
Actually saya dekat hospital.
Pula.
Saya
Why? What happened?
tengah check up tangan saya.
Oh, okay. All right. But you are listening, is it? You are...
Tak.
Huh?
Saya tengah dengar je.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Sorry madam.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Take care,
Akmal?
Shami.
Okay. Akmal? Hakim, if you have done, you just let me know, Hakim. Akmal? 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 Not there. Fazari? Muhammad Fazari? Muhammad Fazari? Okay, also not there. Munira? 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 Okay, also absent. Nagavali? Okay, Munira, what's the answer for question 3? Exercise 4.7. Munira, answer for question 3, 4.7. Hakim? You got the answer for question 3? Or you don't do question 3, but you do the tutorial. What do you mean tutorial question, Munira? You mean the chapter exercise or what? Okay, Hakim, what did you get? What do you mean by you don't get the answer? Hakim. Okay, Munira, chapter exercise. Okay, Hakim, what answer did you get? What answer did you get, Hakim? .6. Okay, so you do, so not that you don't get the answer, but you did not do question 4.7. Right, Hakim? But just now I asked you to try. I asked you to do question 3. Or you do not know how to do question 3. Okay. All right, next time just be honest. You don't know, you don't do. You say you don't do. Don't say you don't get the answer. You should be able to get the answer if you know how to do it. Okay, so you don't do. You do not know how to do. All right, that is two different thing. All right. Okay. Nagavali, did you try? Oh, all right. Okay, Nagavali also in the hospital. All right. Nur Asmira. Nur Asmira. Nur Asmira. Nur Iman. Okay. Nur Iman.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Did you do question 3, exercise 4.7?
Yes, madam.
Okay, what did you get?
For argument, I get 389.7 degrees,
Okay, argument means theta. You get 389.72. Okay.
7 degree.
Okay, so for modulus,
So modular, I get 1.83.
1.83. Okay, so basically, all right. So basically, argument, all right, is theta, modulus is R, but in this case, because is Z1, Z2. Okay, so what we want is actually Z1, Z2. So basically, in terms of argument, you are going to add, isn't it? If it is a modulus, you multiply. Okay, so I suppose this is the right answer. Okay, for argument and modulus. Anybody got different answer, or people don't know how to do this question? So basically, question 3, you are given yes,
The argument you need to minus 360, right?
argument, yes, correct. So yes, you got to correct, Ikim. So this is your argument. So that means you got to write in terms of 0 to 2 pi, isn't it? Okay. Okay. So this value for these two is correct, but then you just need to change this, right, between 0
Find the
to,
product of complex.
okay, from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so that means it's 389.72. All right, so you subtract with 360, so that means your argument is 29. Okay. All right. Now, okay, like this, Ikin, if question just ask you for, just state the argument only. Okay, state the argument. So you can leave your answer like this. All right. Of course, this R1, R2, you got this 1.83. Okay, if question just like this, ask you to find modulus and argument, you can leave your answer like this. But if question asks you to write in terms of your polar form, so when you write your polar form, okay, that means Z1, Z1, Z2. So if you want to write in polar form, okay, then it's 1.83 and then cosine. Okay, so this is the one. When you write your polar form, okay, then you just need to write in terms of from 0 to, all right, from 0 to 2 pi. So that means in this case, you are going to get like 29.72 plus I sine 389 points, sorry, 20, 29.72. Okay, when you write your polar form, you write like this.
Modulus argument.
Okay, but question just ask, just find modulus, just find argument. So they just want it to you to see that you should be able to do, like, to find the modulus, you multiply the R. To find the argument, you add the two angle. Just add. So question just ask you to that. Just state your argument, state your modulus, but they are not asking you to write in terms of polar form. Okay, is it understood?
Yes, madam.
Okay, all right.
All right, madam. Thank you, madam.
Okay, welcome. Okay, Next question. Exercise. Okay, this is the exercise for De Morgan's theorem. Exercise 4.8. Okay, this one we just learn on Monday. Okay, exercise 4.8. Okay, Nur Iman, maybe you can mute your mic. Okay, page 166. Okay, this is to so basically just use the Morgan's theorem, okay, to find the indicated power. I think A is straightforward. Can we look at B? 1B? Okay. 1B and question 2. Maybe I can just give people like maybe 2 minutes to try, and then afterwards I just ask people the answer in case you have not done this De Morgan's theorem. Just try 1B as well as question 2. Okay, where you compute your cert3 plus I power 4 times 2 plus 2I. So this one you have a bit longer work to do for question 2, because you need to multiply. But this is actually not difficult. You just need some times to try this. Okay, maybe I'll give you like maybe 3-4 minutes to try. Okay, try question 1B and question 2 for exercise 4.8, everyone. Which question you don't understand how to do, or you do not know how to do?
First question, the B1 one. The B I don't know how to do actually. Actually, this thing I don't know how to do actually.
Okay, 1B.
Yeah, 1B, Pon say 1B want to do right.
Yes.
I don't know how
Okay,
to do.
basically this is the De Morgan's theorem. Okay, let me just show everybody again. Okay, maybe starting from the beginning. First of all, De Morgan's theorem is where you need to just this theorem is for us to compute any complex number to power. Okay, so that is De Morgan's theorem. It will give us a quick method to compute complex number to power. But that complex number has to be in polar form. Then only we can apply De Morgan's theorem. That is number one. Okay. So number two, if question is given you in terms of rectangular and gives you power, all right, as I mentioned during lesson, if you have the patience to expand, you can do that. Or if you want to apply De Morgan's theorem, then you need to change to polar. If you are given rectangular form, you must change to polar because De Morgan's theorem only applicable to a polar form of a complex number, in which, okay, you know that from the theorem, it mentioned that if you have Z is given as R cosine theta plus I sine theta. This is polar form of a complex number. If you have Z to power n, in which n is a positive integer, then the theorem says is that you just need to raise your R to that power n. Then for the argument, you just multiply by n. Okay, so that is De Morgan's theorem. So if you look at like question 1A, okay, question 1A, this is given straight away in polar form. The complex number is given in polar form, which is in the form of 2 and then cosine 35 degrees plus I sine 35 degrees. So if question wants you to find Z to power 4, that means, all right, it is actually this theorem that you're going to apply. Okay, which means what question 1 is for you to find out what is 2 times cosine 35 degrees plus I sine 35 degrees. Raise the whole thing to power 4. So using the theorem, using De Moivre's theorem, what you need to do for r raised to that power 4, and then for the argument, okay, 35, you just need to multiply by that power.
Oh,
Okay, so this is what this De Moivre's theorem is all about. Okay, so it can be like straightforward. All right, so what you need to do, you just need to compute. Okay, so then this is your 2 power 4. All right, so never mind. Okay, this is a polar form. So if you do that, you will get your 16, right? Okay, all right, and then okay, cosine. So this is actually what you get is cosine negative. Okay, so this is sorry, this is you got your 140 degrees. Okay, this is polar form. Okay, this is a polar form of a complex number. However, if I read the question says that they want you to write in the form of a plus bi. So that means they want you to compute. If they don't mention a word final answer in the form of a plus bi, this is your answer in terms of polar form. Okay, polar form of a complex number after you have raised to that power 4. Okay, however, because question mentioned that answer must be in a plus bi, so that means you need to just straight away compute. So if you compute using calculator, okay, so cosine 140 degrees, okay, let me just change my mode in degree. Just now was in radian. Okay, so cosine 140, you will get negative. This is negative 0.766, all right, 660 or 766. Okay, and then plus with sine 140, 0.6428. Okay, so let's say I'm using 4 decimal, plus 0.6428. I'm using 4 decimal. Okay, then final answer. All right, you just need to multiply by that 16. So that means final answer it will be 12 minus 12.2560. All right, plus 0.6428. Okay, so you got your 10.2848 I. Okay, so this is in the form of A plus BI. So when the question asks you to write the answer in the form of A plus BI, so you just need to compute the complex number in polar form. Alright, compute and then give us answer in terms of A plus BI. So this is applying what we call De Moivre's theorem to take care of any complex number with power. Okay, so when it comes to question B, okay, when it comes to question B, when it comes to question B, you are given now in terms of rectangular. You are given set 3 plus I to power 11. Okay? But question mentioned using De Moivre's theorem. So you got to apply that. Now, even if question does not mention that method, I don't think that you want to expand this term 11 times to compute. Okay? So it is actually difficult. It will be very impossible to do that. It will get messy. Okay, so then the best thing is actually is to apply De Moivre's theorem. So if you apply De Moivre's theorem, that means, all right, like what I taught you on Monday, you ignore the power first, ignore that power 11, just look at first your set 3 plus I. You got to change this complex number, the rectangular form of this complex number, into your R cosine theta plus I sine theta. So change that to polar form first. So what you need to do, you need to find your R and theta. You need to find your modulus and argument. Okay, but quickly identify your set 3 plus I lies in which quadrant. Okay, in this case, it's in quadrant 1, isn't it? Because it's positive, positive. So that means your set 3, all right, your set 3 plus I here is in quadrant 1. So when it is in quadrant 1, so then when you use your calculator to find the argument, so argument normally calculator will give you in quadrant 1 or quadrant 4 depending on the value. So if it's a positive, definitely calculator will give you in quadrant 1 angle. So then you don't have to change, okay, anything. So you can just use the one from the calculator. Okay, so identify your R. So compute your R quickly using your x squared plus y squared. Okay, all right, so you get your 4 square root of 4, which is then you get your 2, and then your theta is tangent inverse, okay, 1 over set 3. So if you use calculator will straight away give you 30 degrees. The calculator will definitely gives you angle in quadrant 1. So this is a quadrant 1 angle. So then this is the right argument. So which means, all right, your set 3 plus I in terms of polar can be written as 2 and then cosine 30 degrees plus I sine 30 degrees. So this is in polar form. So then now what you want is set 3 plus I power 11. So you want to raise, okay, the complex number to power 11, which means it is the same thing as raising this polar form also to power 11. Then only at this stage you apply your De Moivre's theorem. So then De Moivre's theorem says that what you need to do, R raised to power 11, okay, and then argument. So you just need to multiply, okay, so you multiply, all right, 11 times 30 degrees plus I sine 11 times 30 degrees. Okay, at this stage, is that okay, Saran?
Okay, one.
Okay, all right, so you can compute this, all right, so if you use calculator, 2 raised to 11, that is 2048. Okay, and then 11 times 30 is basically 330. So you have your cosine 330 degrees plus I sine 330 degrees. Okay, however, again, question asks us to write in the form of A plus BI. Okay, so A plus BI. So which means that you need to just compute this. Okay, so when you compute that, okay, you can use calculator, all right, or you can use exact value. Okay, so either one. So if you use calculator, okay, if you use calculator, let us just straight away use calculator. Okay, then this is your 0.8660 plus your I sine 330 in terms of decimal. Okay, is actually a minus 0.5. So you get your minus 0.5, so that means it's negative 0.5i. Then final answer, you just you expand with your 2048, multiply 2048 times 0.866, which is then 1.1773. Okay, so it's a big number, 1773.17. 568. All right, and then minus 2048. Okay, so then minus 1024 I. So that is in the form of A plus BI.
Okay.
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 Okay, so then question 2. This is like 2-in-1 question. All right, question 2 is like 2-in-1 question. Question 2, you are to compute set 3 plus I power 4 times 2 plus 2I power 6 and write in standard form. That means write in the form of A plus BI also for the final answer. Okay, so this is like your 2-in-1. Okay, 2, 3-in-1, whatever, all in one. Okay, this type of question. Why? Because what you have is actually you have a product form. Okay, it's a product between this complex number and this complex number, and some more, those two complex number has power. Okay, so that means product, if you remember, you can actually apply product rule of two complex number in polar form. Power, you need to use your De Moivre's theorem. That will be much easier. Okay, because you do not want to expand like this one 4 times, this one expand 6 times, then only, all right, multiply. That is actually, it will be like very messy to do that. So to avoid of having such messiness of the working, you use your polar form. Okay, so polar form can actually takes care of the product as well as power of complex number easily. So you just need to do one by one. First, you just do your, find out your this one first. Okay, that is the first step. That means this one is like this one. This step here. Okay, you have this 3 plus I power 11. Okay, so you have to go through all this step. Okay, not all. Maybe what you need to do just partial. Maybe you just need to until this part. Until this part. So you do not want to compute in the form of A plus BI first because you need to later on multiply. So which means that for this question, first, all right, you change to polar form. Okay, change to polar form. Change to polar form for set 3 plus I. Then use De Moivre's theorem. All right, for set 3 plus I power 4. So this is the step. Okay, but you leave answer in polar form first. No need to write your rectangular. So the answer, leave it in terms of polar form. Then second step, next one, find out this 2 plus 2I power 6 using the same method like this, using this method also similar. Okay, using this method for 2 plus 2I power 6. Then only finally later on, all right, you multiply those two. Okay, that means the first one you will get in terms of R1 cosine theta 1 plus I sine theta 1. This is from your first one. And then second one you will get in the form of this. Okay, this is from your, this one is from your cert 3 plus I power 4. Okay. All right. So you okay, you get your, this is from your, this one from your cert 3 plus I power 4. This one from your 2 plus 2I power 6. Then finally, you multiply. Okay, so when you multiply 2 plus 2I power 6, that means you are using your polar form. You have your R1 cosine theta 1 plus I sine theta 1. So multiply by R2 cosine theta 2 plus I sine theta 2. Then you use your product rule. R1 and R2 you multiply. In terms of argument, you add. So it will be quite long steps, okay, but it can be done with patience and passion. Okay, it is not difficult if you understand the steps, or if you understand, if you have understood how to change. First, you must know complex number, how to change to polar. That is the most important part. And to change to polar form, you must know how to compute R, you must know how to compute theta. Okay, compute the modulus and argument correctly. So you can actually find your polar form. Okay, so once you got your polar form for this question, so when you want to multiply, you use another theorem for product. Okay, product for two complex number in polar form. So you just need to do like step by step. But as I said, with patience and passion. So patient only cannot. You must have passion. Then only you get the right answer. Okay. All right. I leave it for you all to do this. Okay. I'm not going to show you. I gave you like steps. I give you the idea how to actually approach to this question. All right. So you go back. You do this. Okay. Maybe next week tutorial. Okay. Next week tutorial. I'm going to just if you have question for this question, you ask me. If not, I assume you can get the right answer. How do you know whether your answer is correct? You just compare answer with your friends. That's how you need to do. Okay, compare your answer with friends. Ask friend. Okay, what did you get? You should be doing like that. Okay, all right. So you compare your answer with your friend. Okay, then next week I'm going to just select some questions from exercise chapter 4. Okay, if you look at question exercise quickly, exercise chapter 4. Okay, you have about like 14 questions. But again, they are not difficult. They are not difficult. Basically, they are the ones that you have done previously. So I think I am going to just select for maybe like for each question I select one. Maybe like question 1, I select one question only, one part of the question to ask for the answer. The rest I assume you know how to do it because it's the same. So maybe question 2 I select one. Question 3 I select one. Alright, question 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think you can actually do this. Okay? You can. Alright, okay? Alright, or if you have any other question, you can just ask me also next week. I think you can actually do this. You can do this. Alright? It's just that you just need to, again as I said, do it with patience and passion. Okay? Sit down and do it. Just spend time. Of course, working will be like quite long for some questions, but you have to do it. Okay, on top of course, assignment question. Assignment question also you will see, it's a similar type to this. Okay, whatever that we discussed today, I think now even if we discuss this question now, it actually gives you an idea to answer your assignment question actually. Okay, so make sure everybody got full mark for your assignment 3, so that I can mark faster. Okay, for assignment 3. Okay. All right. It's already 10 o'clock. Anyone got any question? Saran, you understand now?
Nah, yeah,
Okay.
understand.
All right. Okay.
Our exam is how many? The duration is how long?
Say again.
Our
Final.
final exam.
Oh, 2.5 hours. But they will give you additional 30 minutes for you to upload.
Okay.
So the exam.
How many questions, madam?
If I'm not mistaken, there will be 4. You have to answer 4 questions. They will give you like 5 questions, answer 4. So there'll be like 1 question is the choice question. Okay, the 3 is compulsory. There's another 1 section where they give you 2 questions, you answer 1.
Okay, madam.
Okay, so normally it will be something like that. All right. Okay, so 2.5 hours, 30 minutes to upload. So when they say 30 minutes to upload, is you have to upload during that time. So don't spend that 30 minutes to finish up, because we are afraid that if you don't upload by the time it's 3 hours, then system will straight away lock. They will stop. They will disable. So the moment you cannot upload for final exam, that means you don't attend. So you don't attend or you don't attend, okay, the final exam, so that you miss your final. Okay, so it's very important that for final exam, all of you must take it seriously. Test during test, okay, we can still, like last time also, to be honest, there are people who actually late like 1 minute, 2 minutes. Okay, we will still accept. All right, we still accept. We are very lenient for tests in that sense. But because a final exam, it was administered by the university, okay, by the BPA, okay, by the academic unit of university. So that you, all of you must adhere, follow the guideline, the rule, because it is beyond our control during final exam. Test is internally. We are the one that conduct, okay, your test. So you upload, you submit. If it is late, we will accept. Okay, we don't disable the system. Okay, even just to be honest with you, we had student, not in my group, in my other colleagues group. There were people who submitted like 2 hours later. Okay, uh that is unreasonable. So for that student, we discussed. We said that okay, we the lecture will mark first. Okay, and then that particular student will receive marks which is less than those who got the very least mark in that particular group. So that means if that one group, the least mark, let's say 10 upon 60, so that particular student will get maybe like 9 upon 60, even though it's perfect score, the paper, the lecturer give that student 9/60, because it's like 2 hours later. So that means a student were like trying to do, maybe look around, ask people, do this, for that particular 2 hours. So then when the lecturer received the paper, it was like perfect. But okay, but like I said, that is actually, we are the one who control during test. So lecturer will still accept even after 2 hours, but we penalize the student, okay, for the marks. Okay, so we don't give students full mark, even though it's like perfect. Okay, but final exam, as I said, time is very precious. If they said that you have to do it within 2.5 hours, you must be able to do it within 2.5 hours, and they give you like 30 minutes to upload. So you must use that time to upload, and you must make sure that your paper is submitted. Okay, submitted online. There's a platform for final exam. It's similar to the ULearn, but there's a platform for the exam platform. Okay, it's not the one that you use for ULearn, but it is actually similar type. Okay. All right. Okay. Any question, everyone? All right. I hope that you really, after this, some of you, please take it seriously. Yeah. For the rest of the semester, you only have another like maybe 1 month. All right. Time to really focus and do a lot of exercises, work harder. All right, for the final exam. Okay, so really push up your marks. Make sure you do your assignment 3 correctly. This time, make sure everyone got full mark for assignment 3 so that you can push up some of your marks, okay, towards the end. All right. Okay, if there's no question, then perhaps we can end the session now, and I will meet you again next Monday, inshallah. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good weekend, everyone.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you for listening as well, and sorry for the pep talk. All right. Okay, all right.
Thank you, madam.
Have a nice day. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, welcome.
Madam.
Yes.
Nak tanya yang apa yang last yang dispute ni yang Monday punya tu Puan akan upload bila cakap tu?
I will upload end of the week. Maybe on either on Friday or maybe during weekend. Normally I will do that during Friday or weekend because during weekdays I got classes.
Okay, Puan, no problem. Okay, Puan. Thank you.
Okay? All right. Okay. Okay, Siren.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, welcome.